Alright, this is a quick follow-up to my, reaction to foreigners reacting to the MBC's racist documentary video thing. So I'm stressing that, racism isn't okay in whatever form it takes. But in order to confront the issue, you need to understand the issue. And it's not just black and white. It's not just racism is wrong, the end. You got to understand where it comes from and why it exists in Korea. And it's not just the obvious, well, Korea's been like a hermit kingdom for hundreds of years, and then suddenly, mostly in the past 30 years, like people have started to come to live here. It's not that simple. Consider this. Okay, so like the older generation, they didn't grow up with foreigners. So okay, it's kind of understandable that they might not be used to foreigners and they might feel that the country's being invaded. Not all old people feel that way, but if they did that, you could at least kind of figure it out that way. Not excusing it, just saying that's why they might feel that way. But there are also young people who don't appreciate foreigners coming here. And I want to clarify that. So, okay, the report was about Western foreigners, probably white males, well, American, British, English speakers, the ones who usually get teaching jobs. So the thing is, they come here mostly for teaching English. So you got to consider the fact that all these foreigners are coming in to teach a language, a foreign language that's not the Korean native language, that Koreans don't grow up speaking until they enter a hagwon or a school to learn English. So it's kind of a huge now system here that Koreans have to learn their non-native language, like a foreign language that's English. And why do they have to learn it? Well, the kids don't know, the kids are like, why do I need to do this? And that is a good question. Why do Koreans need to learn English? And the answer is not simple at all. You can easily say like, oh, okay, so like businesses have to conduct business internationally, so those companies, the people who work for those companies need to speak English, which is the international language, so they can do business with people. Okay, but how does that affect kids? Why does that affect every single kid who's going to a school to learn English? Even the public schools, why is that important? It's not about that goal, the business goal, because every single university has part of their entrance test, or for the sunung, the high school like third year test, has an English portion. So it's not just like for practical use, it's that every single one of like to get into university or college, you have to know a certain degree of English and you have to get a particular score. Not only that, most, I don't know about every, because I'm not Korean, but most Korean companies, especially the big companies, all require an English score, test score. Some of them even conduct interviews partly in English to the Korean applicants, and the jobs these applicants might have might not involve English at all. They'll have to get a test score, an English test score, to get this job, and then they'll never use English. This is big in Korea. And so then the question really comes, well, what's the point of all that? Why is it everywhere when only certain people at certain jobs need it? And that confuses a ton of people. It confuses me. I think it confuses everyone because English is so widespread here, but it's more widespread than it needs to be, English is on all these store signs. And why? Because they might want to expand internationally if they become big enough. It's all like the potential, but it's all over the place, and it doesn't have practical use in all of its, wherever it exists. So like imagine you're just a kid, like a middle school kid growing up here, and you're not good at learning English. You don't like learning English, and your English teacher is giving you a hard time because you're not good at it. And you're like, why is this guy here? Why is he teaching me English? Why did they bring him over here to teach me English? You can kind of understand that frustration because there's no easy answer to why so many foreigners are here teaching English. I'm not, again, that's not excusing any racism, but it's trying to understand why people might have mixed feelings about foreigners and how to engage them, how to say, one of these arguments that we should be bringing up to people is that, you know, I'm here because a good job gave me a good offer and I wanted to take it. I'm not responsible for how big the English industry is here, but it's so big that it's, you know, I heard about it and I wanted to take the opportunity. It's not my fault. I'm not trying to like change the nature of the language in Korea. I'm not trying to like promote Koreans learning English. There's a bigger system here at work that is flawed, and we need to somehow look at the root of the problem, if there is a root. And if there isn't, we gotta just start asking the question, why is English everywhere in Korea, and does it need to be? Like, there are so many other issues at work here. It's not just about racism bad. Like, it can't simply come to that. And just telling people that, you know, you can get, let's say if everyone said, okay, just racism is bad, you're not going to erase racism, you're not going to erase racist sentiment. You might get people to stop playing videos like that or expressing it like in the US. But in the US there are still tons of racists, but it's even harder to expose them because they are so afraid of being labeled as racist. So it becomes much more difficult because then people look for arguments to attack, let's say, ethnic groups they don't like, but they try to use more valid points that you could actually argue about, but you know that that's not the reason that they are bringing up these arguments to attack those groups. They have racist sentiment. I'm not saying that's a good or bad approach either. I just think that we need to have a better grasp of everything rather than just, just going black and white and saying racism is bad. It's not that easy, it's not that simple, and you're just going to come off as looking arrogant if you're just going to go around telling people you can't do this because I said so, because I feel that way. You know, your feelings aren't going to convince anyone in and of themselves, because if they were, then people wouldn't be expressing racist sentiment in the first place.